Hi guys, today I'm talking about some of my favorite products for like pale or fair skin, which I know sometimes it can be hard to find the right makeup for you since your skin is so light. So hopefully this list of recommendations will help you out. So I do have a combination of high-end and drugstore, so let's just go ahead and get started. I think one of the hardest things to find as a very fair person is concealers. So I have grabbed the lightest concealers I have and I figured I would talk about them today. And those are the concealers from Urban Decay and Nars. My Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer is in Fair Neutral and Nars is in Chantilly. So these two are the lightest concealers I have and they highlight even though I'm super fair. So the Fair Neutral one from Urban Decay is a little bit more yellow and the Chantilly is a little bit more pink, but they're both generally pretty neutral. They're not like extreme on either end. So I love both of these and I have a full comparison of them I will link down below. Another concealer I just figured I would mention really quickly is the Nars Stick Concealer, which is also in the shade Chantilly. And if you're like me, it can be hard finding a like spot concealer that's light enough for you. So this is perfect because it is so pale that even if I just want to like put a little concealer on and I'm not wearing makeup anywhere else, I can throw this on and it's actually light enough that it blends in with my skin and you can't see the difference. Because I used to try and like spot conceal when I wasn't wearing like barely any makeup at all, and you could totally see where the concealer was just because I just didn't have anything light enough. So even though this is a pricey little concealer, it does do the job if you are very fair like me. As far as foundations go, your best friend is going to be the Manic Panic Dream Tone Vegan Foundation, and this is the shade Virgin, which is the whitest white. And this is amazing because basically you mix this in with any foundation you have and it makes it light enough so you can actually wear it. So it does the job completely. It doesn't change the consistency of the foundation you're wearing and it just works really well, especially if you like drugstore foundations more, or that's just your price range, then it can be kind of hard because you can't swatch things in the store, you can't get samples. So this is great because it makes any foundation you have work, so you can walk into the drugstore confidently, and as long as it's the right undertone for you, it'll still work because you have this. And I believe this little bottle is about $10, but I've been using this for several months and I've like barely used any of it, so it's pretty great. As far as lips go, I really suggest Colourpop, and the reason why is because it can be extremely hard as a fair person to find the way that a lipstick will look on you, because I know that like I'll watch other videos and I'll think a color looks beautiful and then when I get it, it looks completely different. It looks so much darker on me, and that can be kind of misleading, and you might not always find the perfect color for you. So I think that going through a company like Colourpop, where it's generally pretty cheap, you can definitely find some colors for you. And if it doesn't like look as beautiful as you thought it would, you're only out like $6 or $5. So they have different formulas that I really like. One shade I was just gonna mention, I'm just mentioning some nudes, is the Ultra Matte Lip in Midi, and my entire like Colourpop logo has basically came off because I use this so much. But like I said, this is Midi and it is the perfect nude. It's super beautiful and it is a little bit darker of a nude on me per se. Like I've seen other people wear it and it's super light, but it's really pretty. And I have a full swatch video of a bunch of Colourpop Ultra Matte lips that I can leave linked down below. And then two other products I really love from Colourpop are the Oh Snap Lippie Pencil and Lippie Stick. One of my favorite combinations, totally love these, and they are a really pretty like peachy pink nude and they just work really great. So basically the rest of the products I have to talk to you about are like powders, bronzers, blushers, highlighters, all of that, because I do think that you kind of have to find ones for fair skin. I mean, I definitely don't play by the rules and I will make other ones work, but I have some that are like very user friendly and it's like it's hard to go wrong with them. The first product I'm going to mention is the Chanel Soleil de Chanel bronzer. I love this so much. It's the perfect bronzer and it's really great for fair skin because it is pretty light. You can build it up, but it's pretty light. So that's what it looks like, and it's the perfect, most beautiful natural shade, and I just love this so much. Another bronzer that I love is the Nars Laguna bronzer, which I just have like above my contour and like on the outskirts of my face, and it just looks like this. I love this so much. It's super light and it's kind of got like a really subtle shimmer to it, so it just looks very natural on the skin, and it's not like one of those products where you like some products I like have to dip my brush in and I'm like that much and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so scared, like I'm gonna get so much on my face. But you don't have to be so like careful with this. You can just like get it in there, put it all over, and it's just like super easy. Like you don't have to be afraid. And then I have a contour shade to mention, and this is the NYX HD Blush Taupe. And I don't know if you guys can see, probably not, but I definitely like can see the pan kind of doing this a little bit in there because I've used this a ton. I do have this like in my contour today, and then on my nose some, and I just really love this shade. It's super light, super cool toned, and it just works really well for contouring if you're fair skinned because it really mimics like the actual tones of a shadow. I have a couple blushes to mention, and I think that a blush is definitely one of those things that's not like, oh, you're this shade, you can only wear this color. But I do find that I kind of really like soft kind of pink looks. I feel like a pink blush can be really natural and really pretty. By no means is that all I wear, because I like peach blushes, I like really glowy blushes, I like matte blushes, I like really nudie beige blushes. So it just depends on the day, but these are a couple that I think will work for you definitely, no matter what, if you're fair. And this first one is the e.l.f. Pressed Mineral Blush in Sweet Retreat, I believe. And as you can see, it's kind of like a, it's mostly pink, but has just a touch of peach blush, and it's super pretty. It's just like, and as you can see, it's got a good color to it, but it's not like overpowering. So it's one of those blushes you can put on your cheeks and you don't have to be scared that you're going to put too much on, and it's easily blended, and it's just a really pretty shade. Another pink shade that I really like, and this whole palette is actually pretty fair skin friendly, and I am wearing the blush today, is the MasterContour by Maybelline palette, and I believe this is light medium. Yes, so this is the shade light medium, and like I said, you can definitely wear this whole palette. This is a great bronzer, blush, and highlight, but I'm wearing the blush today. You can just see it just barely. It's been a couple of hours since I applied, but it's again one of those really pretty pinks, and it just looks so pretty. It's a little bit brighter pink than the first one I swatched right there. If you've seen Exhibit A from Nars, which is like an incredibly bright red blush, that looks so stunning on like a medium dark skin tone, and I think that's because that's kind of like what your natural blush is when you just take a little bit of that. And so why I recommend pink blush is because the pink looks natural, like that's the natural shade that you blush, which is why I want to mention this blush from Nars, even though it's not available anymore. But if you find a blush close to it, it will give the same look. So this was Starscape from the Christopher Kane collection, and I know that this blush is like, holy shit, that's pink. And it is a very bright pink, even more bright in person than it's looking on camera. But the thing about this is that it looks so natural on the skin. Okay, I put my finger in twice and it looks pretty pink there, but okay, you see how I swatched it here? It's just like, it's still super light and super wearable, and you could even just like blend it out. See how pretty that would be as a blush on the cheeks. So what I'm trying to say here is that even if you feel very intimidated by a blush like this, as long as it's not like so pigmented that you have to like be extremely careful, a blush like this is going to give you the perfect flush. Like it just looks so pretty blended out, so natural. So I love like this bright pink type of blush. And the packaging of this limited edition Nars was like to die for. Like that's the main reason I bought this blush, but then the blush ended up being amazing. I have two highlighters to mention, and one is from Colourpop, and I wish that they hadn't discontinued Fanny Pack, because Fanny Pack looks like this, and it's like a true cool toned white, and this is the perfect highlight if you are so fair like me. So it's great, but they discontinued it. So the other one I was going to recommend from Colourpop is this shade called Lunch Money, which is a little bit darker. It's kind of golden toned, and you can see how much I use this. Like, I love this shade so much. Let me just give you guys a swatch because it's so pretty. Do you see how gorgeous that is? Right there. It is just absolutely stunning. And if you like Fanny Pack, which is like that really ice cold, like cool toned, very light highlighter, I would recommend Jeffree Star's highlighters are coming out, I think he said the end of May. Wait, it is May, so the end of this month. And he's coming out with a shade called, I believe, Ice Cold or Ice Cool or something like that. And it is a very pale white icy highlight, and I definitely want to get my hands on that. So I definitely think that would give the same look as Fanny Pack, but it's going to be a different formula because Fanny Pack is more like a cream. So that would probably give you the same effect, and I definitely think that he had fair skin in mind with that highlight. So the other highlighter I was going to mention is this Makeup Revolution Vivid Highlighter in the shade Radiant Lights. And this is a little bit more pink toned. They do have a yellow one that's kind of close to Nars Albatross. But I just have this one, so I figured I would show you. And this is what I have on my cheeks today. Like I said, it's been a couple hours since I put my makeup on, so it's not as intense, but it's still super pretty, and it just looks like a really natural glow. This is honestly such a great formula for a drugstore highlight. I think this is less than $6, and see how pretty that is. And not only is it super pretty, it's also super soft. Like, it feels very good quality. So it's right there. You can see it underneath Lunch Money. It's a little less luminous as Lunch Money, but it's kind of more pink toned. So as far as eyeshadows go, I really don't have anything all that much to recommend to you, because I don't believe in rules with eyeshadow, definitely. I think that eyeshadow should be just like whatever you want. Like, I remember growing up, especially as a redhead, I used to get a lot of comments about like, you can't wear this shade if you have red hair, and you can't wear that, and if you have red hair, then you can't wear heavy eye makeup, or you can't wear red lips or whatever. And I definitely hated that growing up, and I think that if you have red hair, you can still totally pull all that stuff off. But I am going to recommend a like highlighting shade for eyeshadow, and this is the Kat Von D shade in Thunderstruck, which just looks like this. I only grabbed this a couple days ago, but I do have this on my inner corner and also underneath my brow bone, which it looks so good underneath the brow bone, but it just looks like this. And I've also seen people use this as a highlight, and I don't think that the pan is too small to where you couldn't, like, in comparison with the blush from e.l.f., the pan is just a little bit smaller. Actually, the pan might even be the same size, just like the outside packaging is a little smaller. So you could definitely use this for a highlight and like fit your brush in there. So I really like this eyeshadow. Let me show you guys a swatch. It's like white, but it's got a little bit more interest in it. So I have it right there. See how pretty that is? I'll actually just show you guys it as a highlight right now. I'm just going to use the Anastasia A23 brush. See how pretty it is? It's almost like it has like a mix of like yellow and pink reflex in it, so I really like it. Or maybe that could actually be the pink highlighter I have underneath mixing with it. I don't know, but you can see how beautiful it looks as a highlight. Super luminous, and it doesn't like have like a weird texture or anything like that. So this is a great multi-functioning product if you want to like highlight your inner corners, do your lid with this, and then you can also highlight your face with it, and it looks super stunning. So those are basically all my current like must-have for fair skin products. If you have anything that's your ride or die for your fair skin, then please let me know down below because I would love to check it out. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it super helpful. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.